Hello students. So let's start with today's class. In the last class we have studied about ionic character of covalent bonds. As you all know, it was based on the bond polarity, or it was defined from the dipole moment. So what do you mean by ionic character of covalent bond? Means in case of a covalent bond, there is a sharing of electron cloud or electron pair between two atoms. But in case of an ionic bond, there is a donation of electron, means the electron is not being shared between the two atoms, but it was donated from one atom to another atom. So that is ionic bond. And covalent bond is when the electron pair is or electron cloud is being shared between the two atoms. So as we have studied that there are some cases where a covalent bond can also have some ionic character. That means one atom can attract the electron cloud towards itself more. So in that case, the electron is not exactly in between both the atoms, but it is more nearer to a certain atom. So that is ionic character of covalent bond. So that is defined as dipole moment or bond polarity. In the last class, we have studied how to calculate dipole moment, and we all know that dipole moment is a vector quantity. So it represents the direction of where the electron is getting attracted. Okay. Generally, more electronegative atoms tend to attract the electron most. So that was some ionic character in covalent bond. Now we'll see covalent character in ionic bond. So as you all know, covalent character is of sharing electron between both the atoms. So what happens that in case of some ionic bonds, it was found that some of the bonds have some covalent character, means the electron is not entirely donated to a certain atom, but it is somewhere in between both the atoms. So that is covalent character of ionic bond. So now we will see what are some of the rules to identify the covalent character of ionic bond. So the scientist names Fayan has given the rule for finding out the covalent character of ionic bond. So it is known as Fayan's rule. So Fayan is the name of a scientist who came up with some rules to define the or to help identifying the covalent character of ionic bonds. By using these rules, we can say that this molecule may have some covalent character, or this ionic molecule may have some covalent character. So let's see what are these rules. So the first one is, before going to the rules, let's define some terms. Okay, first one is cation, and second one is anion. Okay, so cation is positively charged ion, and anion is negatively charged ion. Positively charged means there is a deficiency of electron. Okay, means if I say that this particular atom is cation, means that atom has donated the electron to the other atom. So the atom which receives the electron is called anion, because it has now one more extra electron which it got from cation. So please be very clear about these two terminologies. Sometimes you may get confused. So just remember that cation means positive, anion means negative ion. Okay. So the first rule states that the smaller the size of cation and the larger the size of anion, the greater the covalent character of an ionic bond. Means if the size of cation, okay, size is smaller and anion size is larger, then the covalent character increases. Means the molecule is no longer an ionic bond, but it is tending towards a covalent bond. So one example can be is HCl molecule, okay. HCl. Here the cation is H and anion is chlorine, because the one electron of hydrogen will be donated to the chlorine atom. In that way, chlorine will have its octet complete and it will obtain a stable position, and hydrogen also will have its octet complete by losing the only electron. Okay, so hydrogen does not have any electron, it is only a proton, and chlorine has one extra electron. So here the size of chlorine is much larger than hydrogen, because chlorine has 17 electrons, and now one more extra electron, means chlorine has 18 electrons. Okay, but hydrogen plus has 0 electron. It has 0 electrons. So the size of chlorine is much larger than hydrogen. So in this case, what happens that the covalent character increases, means there is a formation of covalent bond between both the cation and anion. This is very obvious that hydrogen does not want to leave its donate its only electron, so it is more likely that hydrogen will share that electron with chlorine. Okay, so that is the concept behind this first rule, that if the anion size is much larger, okay, then they do not form a very good ionic bond, they tend to form a covalent bond. So if the size of cation and anion are similar or kind of same, then the ionic bond will be much more stronger. Okay, or you can say that ionic character in that molecule will be much more stronger. So the first rule was, the smaller the size of cation and the larger the size of anion, the greater the covalent character of an ionic bond. So now let's come to the second rule, that is, the greater the charge on the cation, the greater the covalent character of the ionic bond. Now this was the first rule was about size. The second rule was about the charge. Okay, so what do you mean by charge? This plus represents deficiency of one electron, plus 2 represents deficiency of 2 electron, plus 3 represents deficiency of 3 electron, and so on. And minus 1 represents 1 extra electron, minus 2 represents 2 extra electron, and so on. So according to the second rule, if the charge on cation is very high, okay, suppose 4 or 5, and charge on anion is very small, suppose 1 or 2, or even same also, okay, this does not matter. It does not matter how much charge the anion has, but how much charge the cation has. If the charge on cation is higher, then the covalent character of the bond will increase. Okay, here you can see that when we are saying that charge of the cation is going higher, means the atom is losing more electron. Okay, so when an atom is losing more number of electron, then it is a very unlikely event. The atom may get unstabilized, okay, because every atom wants to form a stabilized molecule to lower their energy, but in this case, when the cation charge is higher, means the atom is losing more number of electron, so it is not good for the atom. So in that case, the covalent character increases, means the electron will now will be shared between the two atoms. In the first case, the cation was donating the electron to the other atom, but because the number of electron being donated is too much, which is a problem for the cation also, that's why there is a tendency of sharing the electron. In that case, both the atom will enjoy the electrons. So that is the covalent character. So as the charge of cation increases, the covalent character between the atoms or inside a molecule increases. So in the first rule also it was related to losing electron. The second rule also is related to losing electron. Now we'll see the third rule. So the third rule is a little complicated, but it basically deals with the polarizing power. So polarizing power. So as the polarizing power increases, the covalent character between the bonds also increases. I'll explain that to you in a moment. So let's say for example, there is an atom A, okay, and there is an atom B. So in this case, suppose this A atom has 3 electrons in the outer shell and it needs one more electron. Okay. So if the B atom is donating that electron to A atom, then the electron cloud. Remember in the earlier classes I have told you about the electron cloud. Electron cloud is the place where you have the maximum probability of finding the electron. Okay, so when we are talking about donating the electron is not actually getting donated or getting shifted from here to here, but the probability of finding the electron increases here. Okay, so it is a little complicated. I'll explain to you again. When we are saying about electron cloud means finding the probability, or it is a place where the chances of finding an electron is highest. Okay, so when we are talking about the donating of electron means the chances of finding electron here will decrease and chances of finding electron here will increase. So if the polarizing power of the elements are very high, then what happens that the chances of finding the electron will be at the middle. Okay, so the chances of finding the electron will be at the middle if the polarizing power of the atoms involved are higher. So this is actually a character of covalent bond, because now the electron is being shared between both the atoms. In the earlier case, if the polarizing power was less, then the probability of finding the electron at the orbit or nearer to the A atom was higher, and this is a character of ionic bond. So the third rule specifically deals with transition elements or D block elements. Remember in the periodic table, S block, D block and P block. So D block elements are called transition elements. So these D block elements have more polarizing power than the alkali group or the last group of P block. Okay, like group 17 or 18. So these transition elements have more polarizing power than this 17 or 18 group elements. So when we see the ionic bond or charges on some of the transition elements like FeSO4 or any other iron compound or zinc compound, ZnSO4. Okay, here the charge on Fe is +2, Zn is +2. But because the polarizing power of iron and zinc is much higher, that's why there is a chance of formation of covalent bond, or the covalent character of the ionic compound will increase. But in case of these 17, 18 group atoms, like suppose NaCl. Okay, here the size, here the chlorine is on 17 group, and NaCl is a very good ionic bond or a ionic compound. The ionic character of NaCl is very high because the polarizing power of chlorine is very low, and also the size of sodium and chlorine is also manageable or almost same. It is not much a difference. So this was Fayard rules. Like this, you can identify the ionic character in the the covalent character in the ionic bonds.